Here is what we can show to be true. About 300 million years ago, during the Carboniferous period, the Earth was overgrown with giant swamps and forests. This flourishing mass of vegetation led to increased levels of oxygen, which, along with other factors, contributed to the development of insects of remarkable dimensions. Of course, in young Earth creationism, the name of the game is pretending to be confused by simple things and making shit up. So of course they had to come up with some bullshit to explain the rampant vegetation and the giant bugs. What they came up with was, what if all life on Earth just naturally grows to gigantic sizes, and something toxic in our modern-day environment is stopping them from reaching that potential today? What if harmful rays from the sun are stunting the growth of plants and animals? What if, back before the flood of Noah, there was a barrier of ice surrounding the globe, a firmament, if you will, that was transparent enough to allow the light to come through, but opaque enough to filter out the harmful radiation? Now, I want you to think about what an orbit is and how it works. Gravity is pulling the moon toward the Earth. Why doesn't the moon just fall into the Earth? Because it is traveling at great speed. Its velocity is sending it away from the Earth. Why doesn't it just fly off into the distance? Because the moon is trapped in a sort of balancing act, where the moon's velocity isn't quite enough to overcome the force of gravity, and the gravity isn't quite enough to pull the moon into the Earth. So rather than flying away, the moon is spiraling away, very slowly. So slowly that it appears to simply be hanging over our heads. Rather like if you were to tie a potato to an elastic band and spin around with it. If you compare the potato's centrifugal force to the moon's lateral velocity and think of the pull of the elastic band as gravity, then an orbit is the balance of forces between the velocity at which the elastic band would snap, sending the potato flying, and the point of tension where the tug of the elastic band would be enough to overcome the velocity and return the potato to your hand. That being said, how the hell is ice wall egg Earth supposed to work? What holds it in orbit? How does the ice just encase the Earth on all sides whilst moving around the sun with it in lockstep? Forgive me for that, but just, Jesus Christ, Dennis, have you no shame?